All right.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song.
My power's turned up.
Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me.
Hello. Uh-huh. All right, I'm trying to adhere to the rules. Did you hear that? I want you to listen to that. This Rachel Platten song. It's called Fight Song. Go put it on and look at the lyrics, and look at everything. Look at the lyrics and listen to the song. It's about taking back your life. This is my fight song, Take Back Your Life song. And today we're going to be talking about taking back your life because there's a lot of stuff that I want to support you on, and I want to encourage you on because day 3 gets a little tricky sometimes, and then day 4 people start going, "Hey, what's going on here?" And so I want to talk about that because it's normal. Okay, it's 100% normal, and I want to be a support on all of this. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about all of that. And because there's a lot going on, and a lot going on with a lot of different people and a lot of different things. So before I do that, let's get down to business because who doesn't like a book? I love free book. I love free things. This is a free book that you can possibly win simply by sharing this video, sharing my Facebook lives, and telling people why you're sharing this. And then also do the yes, and also when you share this, put it on public. Tell everybody where to find me, and why? Because you like me. Hi, Sarah in the UK. So today, the quote of the week, and we're talking about if you don't use your body, you hurt your body, right? This is what Jack LaLanne taught us. Jack LaLanne was a pioneer, if you will, a pioneer. He is the guy who basically brought fitness to the housewives of the world, who their understanding of fitness was standing in with a machine shaking your butt up. You remember that? We've seen Ricky and Lucy do that. No. Trisha said she loves the book. Yay, Trisha. So I want to talk about what's going on. Let me just tell you what's going on, first of all. If you haven't been in the Sprint group, and we are talking about the Sprint because basically everybody here is talking about the Sprint. It's a free program. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's savingdinner.com/sprint. And we've got thousands of people. We have over 3,500 people doing this right now. And we've got about 1,000 who have taken on our Facebook. Bobby, thank you. Yeah, I know. I thought I'd put my hair down for a change. It's been so frizzy. I put curlers in it. That's the only way I can get the humidity to make it'll start sticking out pretty soon. But anyway, last week's quote was, you can be powerful or you can be pitiful, but you can't be both. And that is, again, that brings us into this place of what I want to talk about today. Okay? So keep all of these things in mind. Keep your brain going. Yes, Jack LaLanne would exercise with a chair. And I remember doing those exercises as a little kid with my mom when she did them, the leg lifts and the jumping jacks and all of that. But he is the guy who made us understand how important fitness is. And that's part of our equation, but is not the sum total. So anybody who is having any of the the issues with the HIIT or whatever, and it's too much and you haven't done it and this, that, and the other thing, concentrate on your flights. Concentrate on just doing the 4-minute workout. Just concentrate on not being a couch potato anymore. Concentrate on getting your butt out of your chair. That's it. Okay, well, let's go easy with it. And if you already have a fitness routine, I applaud you. If you need a little extra help or you've already been doing other things and you need the help, do the HIIT. So there I am. I'm softening on that stance, okay? I want to support you. Support is where it's all at. So This week's sale is, we don't have one. So, but I want to just mention that all of our supplements are now getting back into the shop. I just got a notification that everything is in there. You guys wiped me out, and I appreciate that. Do you know what happens? You're supporting my business, and I appreciate that. This is how I can give you the Sprint for free. So thank you, and keep ordering that stuff. It's all coming, I promise you, and we've got the best customer service that are just going to take really good care of you if you have any kind of an issue. So the L-glutamine is one of my biggest tricks. If you haven't seen the trick, it'll crush a craving. I tell you all the reasons why. It's in the Sprint group, and the L-glutamine is on my in my shop, and I think it's going to be back in stock tomorrow. So do not let the back order dissuade you from ordering. Everything is ordered, and double ordered. Q&A is tomorrow. I don't have much. How can that be? Send your questions to support@savingdinner.com. I will answer them all tomorrow. And that's about a 1 hour show. So that you want to be there for that. And we have some NutriCoach appointments, okay? NutriCoach appointments are for people who've gotten their house in order and they're starting to look at what's my next thing. And this is how I started my business. And if it wasn't for Marla Silly, it would have never happened. You know my story. So anyway, let's get on with it because I do have a few things I want to share. First of all, this is not my first rodeo for myself or for leading a group. I have seen this before where people have said, gosh, I'm worried, or I've got on the scale and this happened and that happened. But I want to talk about the fact that we cannot, Marla says, Fly Lady says this, your house didn't get messy overnight and it's not going to get clean today, right? I'm sorry, I'm paraphrasing it, Marla. I know it's a little bit different than that. But this is exactly what's happened with our very most personal house. After 4 days, we can't expect a miracle. But what we can expect is something is happening. And we have to believe in the process, and we have to embrace what we're doing. And even though we don't have any results yet, we just have to stay with it. Now, here's something that I thought was so great. And that was, I can't remember who it was, but somebody had written they were just discouraged because nothing had happened on the scale. Then they pulled out their measuring tape. Ta-da! And their measuring tape showed that they had 4.5 to 5 inches off their waist. Hello? What's that telling you? So our scale doesn't always tell us everything. Our scale is a measuring device, just like calories are a measuring device, but not the full equation when it comes to losing weight, right? That's why we measure. Measurements help tell the story of what's going on. Now, you can get more complex with that. We're not going to. What we're going to do is just stay with the simplicity of what a little weight and a little measurement will do. You can bag your scale, and some of you have bagged your scales, and I know you're just chomping at the bit wondering what's going on because it is day 4. We're more than halfway there. But the point is, there's something going on inside of you, and you are changing, okay? This little 7 days is an opportunity to reset and to reevaluate. And I want to talk about truth of what this is and the consequences if we're going to just treat this like some kind of a fad crash diet and then go off the deep end and start doing the same old thing that got you here in the first place, okay? This is the stuff. This is the important stuff because at the end of the day, you still have to live with yourself. And at the end of the day, if you think about it, you really think about it and take all of this in, you have this much pleasure when it comes to eating something that you shouldn't, and this much guilt and this many consequences. I want you to look at the proportion. The proportion is a tiny little thing, that mouth entertainment, versus then feeling guilty afterwards, then going forward with the consequences of what that all meant. Inflammation, blood sugar surges, body clutter, etc. When we don't take this and go over to the place that we need to, then we're going to lose all of that momentum. And why even bother, right? Okay. So here's what I want to say, that this is not a shame fest. I'm not here to shame anyone. I'm not here to say you're wrong and, blah, blah, blah. I'm not taking a high and mighty stance. Understand that. I'm here to support you, and I've got to give you the tough love, the information that you need in order to keep moving forward. This isn't just about 7 days. This is about 7 days resetting where you are and 7 days taking you to the next place that you need to go. This is about an opportunity, a privilege to completely reset things. Yes, body clutter, the light bulbs went off. We've got light bulbs and light switches everywhere, you guys. Go look in your house. And you have the opportunity to flip those switches all over the place. That's what our book is about, is all about flipping the switch. You are only capable of getting the results that you believe you can get. You're never going to get anything more than you think you can. You understand that? So if you think you're only capable of losing 10 pounds or 20 pounds, if you don't have a big vision for yourself, it's time to start asking for one. We have God listening to us. We have God who wants the best for us. We have God who sees us in our imperfect temples, and he is willing to take us to the place that we need to. This is not just a one-man willpower show. We are spiritual, emotional, physical beings. I'm helping you with the physical stuff. I'm helping you, I hope, with the emotional stuff and even the psychological stuff and the physiological stuff that happens with your brain. But your relationship with God is your relationship with God. Bring him into the equation. This is a spiritual issue too. These are temples. We were created for a purpose, and we were given a vehicle, just one. And now we have an opportunity to love it up, to give it what it needs, and serve our purpose. And serve our purpose, I don't know about you, but that just gives me goosebumps all over. You get your house cleaned up, you start taking care of your personal house, your body, and then all of a sudden the darkness fades and the light opens up and you see all the possibilities. But we have to put things in order. We do zones when we're cleaning up our house, and we declutter like crazy people sometimes, and it's just exciting to get rid of all of this. We're doing that now. We are decluttering our most personal house and getting rid of the stuff that doesn't bless us. And not only does it not bless us, it harms us. So, I was reading some of the comments. I'm going to read them back to you, and I have a little commentary to go with them. And this is not a shame fest. Do you know what this is? This is a love fest. I want to love you into what you can be. I want to love you all the way there. Because there is nothing to be ashamed of. There is a starting place for everyone. And like I said to you yesterday, we all have a GPS. We all have a GPS. We start somewhere. This is why we weigh and measure. So we have a starting place. Okay? Now you've got the tools. Now you've got everything that you need. You've got the fuel and the equipment and the support and the encouragement to go forward. I don't want you to go backwards. So let me read some of these things. And again, not a shame fest. I want to help you to flip the switch. Somebody wrote about the wonderful aroma of the fried foods. And they're saying not this week. Okay? Somebody says the sound is too low. Turn your thing up. The wonderful aroma of fried foods. Let's flip that switch. What has this fried food ever done for you? I want you to be careful about this and stop reminiscing and looking at these things and start thinking in these terms. When you think about something that you ate that damaged you, that damaged your metabolism, that gave you body clutter, shot your blood glucose up, Instead of looking back at that and thinking, oh, yeah, well, I remember, and aren't those so delicious? Start thinking about the damage that they have caused. The damage. Think about the damage. We have to flip that switch. Those are not our friends. If they were our friends, why are we here? Why are we doing this? If they were our friends, why do we do this? We have to flip the switch. We have to understand that the wonderful aroma that we think used to be a wonderful aroma isn't. It is the aroma of something that brought us down into the place that we're in now, today, dealing with. Someone said, and of course, this is not a shame fest. I'm taking your comments, and I am taking your comments, and I'm helping you. I'm hoping to get you to this place so that you can understand. And somebody said that they can't hear me. Well, I'm up all the way. That's all I can do. I'm taking your comments because I think this is really critical and important. Can you hear me, by the way? If anyone can't hear me, I'm sorry, but everybody else, I think, if you can hear me, send me something to let me know. Okay. Sugar called to me. The goldfish hooked me in. I've got a candy bar in my desk that I told it, wait till next week. This is like going back to a bad boyfriend. The boyfriend who abused you, my hair is rubbing the microphone. Okay, there you go. Look at me with my big glamorous hair. Okay, you can hear me good. This is like going back to a bad boyfriend. Has anybody here ever had a bad boyfriend where you just wanted to go back to him? It just called to you, but he didn't treat you right. He would be sweet and loving, say all the right things, romantic, but then he would call you names. He might even put a hand on you. He would take you to the place, put you down in front of your friends. Believe me, I'm talking about something I know about intimately. Food's the same way. Food is the same way. I want you to start looking at food when it's like fried food, sugar, any of the stuff that brought you down. I want you to look at it like cocaine. Is that something you should be doing in moderation? The comparison is that is, look at the brain scans. I posted them in our Facebook group on the Sprint. I posted them. Now, this, again, is not to say that if you cheat, you're back on cocaine and back on the street. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is when we start to get our brain around all of this stuff and understand what it's done for us, what it's not done for us, and how it can never take the place of another human, and how it can never take the place of love, and how it can never take the place of your health, your grandchildren, your children, all the things that you value above everything, you're going to start to look at this stuff a little bit different. The goldfish won't call to you because they won't even be in your house. They'll be banned. They'll be somewhere else. The sugar won't call to you either because the sugar is the equivalent of an illegal drug that's going to put you on the streets. And the candy bar that's in your desk drawer, you're not going to look at it and say, I want you next week. You're going to say, I want to break up with you. You're a bad, horrible, crappy boyfriend who's done nothing but hurt me, nothing but abuse me, and you've got to go. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sugar, yes, it's an addiction. Yes, it's an addiction. All of this stuff is an addiction. And it's not just sugar. It's processed foods. Do you understand? Food manufacturers do this in order to hook you in. They don't care about you. They don't give a crap about you. You are a wallet to them. Understand that. And I want to bring you here to the place of where food loves you, where food takes care of you and gives you everything that you need so that you are able to do what you're put on this earth to do. You have a purpose. Look at our sprint group. Look what's going on in there. We have the ability to overcome all of this, but we need to take our thinking to the next level. And now we need to start equating things. We need to call out what is, right? And what is that these things that we've given up for 7 days, we need to start thinking about, let's take it to the next level. Let's go to the next level. Let's be encouraged. Look at Marla's face. Did you see her picture? Who is that woman with that beautiful jawline, with her slender neck and her shoulders? Mark said it last night. He said when they left last night for dinner, he said, I can see a real difference in Marla since we got here. That's just since we got here. Is she going to stop because her blood sugar levels weren't what she wanted? No. She's cleaning house. Are you going to go back and take that drug that's sitting in your desk drawer because the 7 days are over, it's time to go back? That's like going to rehab and coming out and looking for somebody for a fix. It's the same thing. It is the same exact thing. Food has had a hold on us. Food has held us captive, and not good food. Garbage, processed foods, sugar, bad oils, all this stuff. It's addictive and it's taken your life away. So this is your fight song, your take back your life song. This is 7 days. It's just the start. It's a beginning. It's a beginning of melting the body clutter, that's between your ears and getting you to the place where you can embrace this healthy food. And it tastes better than that ever did. It takes a minute. It's not an overnight thing. And while everybody's having these great results, I don't want this to be a honeymoon and then you're gone. And then the next day you're back at, wherever Deep Fried Joe's eating all the deep fried crap and then having some pie for dessert. No. Or opening your desk and grabbing a candy bar and all of that. This is a bad boyfriend we're breaking up with, you guys. We're breaking up. It's over. Sign the divorce papers. Get him out of the house. Throw his crap out with him. He has to leave. Everyone in your life has said so. He has to go. Everyone in your life has told you that, right? Have you ever had a bad boyfriend and you've had a girlfriend say to you, oh, that guy, no, he's bad news. And you just keep going back and you just keep going back and you just keep going back. This is the same thing. And the same chemicals are going off in your brain. It's a hard breakup. But it's something that you can do. And I'm looking at everybody in our little group. I'm looking at people they're losing the weight and the inches. I'm looking at people I didn't wear these pants since April. I'm doing all of these, listening to all of these things, watching all of these things, and I've got tears. I told Marla, I haven't had a period in, 8 years or so, but I said, I feel like I'm getting my period because I want to cry every time I read this stuff. But I'm going to cry really hard if you leave. I'm going to cry really hard if you go back to that horrible boyfriend who's done nothing but abuse you all this time. Make the break. Leave him. He will destroy you. And if you don't believe me, look at your blood tests. If you don't believe me, look at the scale on your number, the number on your scale. I'm not asking you to beat yourself up. I'm asking you to take a reality check. This is all the same kind of a thing. We need to rid ourselves of the inflammation, the body clutter, get ourselves back to the places that we can get to. We've got the tools. We've got the people. We've got the encouragement. We've got all the things. Do you know how privileged we are? Do you understand that? Do you understand that there are so many people who would do anything to trade places with you right now? Break up. Stop it. This isn't 7 days of, let's clean house and then go woohoo and then go back to that same dumb stuff. Why would we do that to ourselves? Why? And I'm going to call out Barbara right now. I mean, Bobby, Barbara, I love you, by the way, and I love your dancing. I hope you certainly sprint over there, and I need another cheer up here. But here's a woman who was on insulin who's not now. Why would she go back to going back onto insulin? Why? Why would we do these things that's going to cause that kind crush our body's health that we are just now starting to build? Because we haven't had the instantaneous results we want? Your house didn't get messy overnight. It's not going to get clean in a day. It takes time. It takes time. We get incremental results. Incremental. You don't lose by the pound, by the way. You lose by the ounce. And then things just change. And I wanted to show you something too that I'm going to know that's now that I'm, got myself back together. I want to show you something. It's called the whoosh. It's a phenomenon. Okay. This is kind of how it works. I have you can find this. It's everywhere. But basically, your fat cells are filled with fat. And then when we start to diet, you start to lose the fat out of the cell, and your body uses it. And then sometimes water will go into that cell just to kind of maintain everything. And then all of a sudden, so you've lost fat, but you haven't lost that water, and you're sitting on the scale going, what's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on? And then whoosh, you lose 4 pounds, you lose 5 pounds, whatever. This could be happening to you. Not happening to me, but it could be happening to you. I've had it happen before, but again, everybody's different. We saw the same thing right here in this group, in the sprint group. We've seen it where people have dropped pounds, other people have not. We've had it where people have then gotten their tape measures out and whoops, there you go. 4 inches magically disappeared from your waist. So this is how this whole thing works. It's different for all of us. So I want to take you to a place of, if you haven't read Body Clutter, please read it. Marla and I wrote this book. We wrote it 14 years ago in 2005, And here's what you need to understand about that. I'm going to read some of these things that we had in there. And this is the lies that we tell ourselves. There are lies that we tell ourselves that we have to be aware of. And it's just this once won't hurt. Like just this one candy bar, just this one just this one. And for some people, that's an okay thing. They can have just that much or just this much, just 1 ounce of chocolate a day. You could have, not now if you're in the sprint, but you can have 1 ounce of dark organic chocolate sweetened with stevia or xylitol or something like that. Sure you can. But for some people, that's like opening Pandora's box and the spiral begins all the way down the hill. That's why I keep saying to you, you have to know yourself. If you feel deprived and feel like 1 ounce of chocolate is going to do it for you, then buy gumbo. Get on it, girl. Go get your chocolate. And that means you can keep a huge bar of chocolate in your house without feeling like you have to make it gone. Now, that's you. That's not me. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. Chocolate and I have a history, and it's not a good one. I love it. I think it's delicious, but it causes me to go back into the sugar mode. I don't need that. I don't need that. Then you can say, I can have just a little. Again, you got to know yourself. Can you? Can you really? Know yourself. I'm not going to make that judgment for you. Yeah, Marla's saying mac and cheese. So in our book, we talked about it. I talked about the chocolate problem. She talked about the mac and cheese problem. It all represented, there was an emotional tie to that. And we all have that. Lily's is a good chocolate. But again, you know, I made fat bombs, and they're here. They're for my other for another program that I had because everybody wanted them, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. This will be good. Bad idea. It made me it made me gain weight. It didn't do me any favors. So no self-restraint. You know yourself, Vicki. I know myself too, and it's just not a good idea. It's not a good idea. You're playing with fire. For me, you're playing with fire. So that's what we have to be looking at. That's why I encourage you, keep a journal. Write down when you have those little victories. When you write down those little victories, do you understand what happens? You can see, somebody said, I overcame, I felt really good, blah, blah, blah. This is not about willpower. It's about changing your mind. Willpower is something that is so overrated. Willpower is something that it really, what we need is we need the courage and the confidence, the courage to go forward. And then after we do it, the confidence that keeps us there. Confidence is what keeps us there. Willpower lasts for only this long. I don't like willpower, but I like confidence. I have the confidence that I can walk by that. I have the confidence that I don't need to have that. You know, I hope that you're understanding this, because this is the critical issue. This is the critical issue when you have the confidence. And I wanted to also say the other one that makes me completely bonkers is everything in moderation. Oh, for heaven's sakes. No, not everything in moderation. You need to choose. Am I going to feed my body, or am I going to abuse it? Am I going to break up with the boyfriend, or am I going to let him keep abusing me? You got that? There's black and white on these issues. And I'm trying to bring you into the middle ground, into the place of understanding where you are with it. You have to get in touch with your own inner nutritional guru. Stop playing games. Stop playing with fire. Stop trying to justify, and just embrace the fact that this good food is going to want to keep you here. This good food wants to keep you here. This good food wants to keep loving you. It is loving your body. If you don't believe me, go look at Marla Silly's picture again in the sprint group. Look what July 28th to today, just 6 weeks, and she's a different woman. 6 weeks. What's she going to look like in a year? You know, and it's not just about what's she going to look like. What's her blood test going to tell her? Because our blood tests always tell us the story of what's going on with us. Her doctors, you know, I have visions for people. I have visions for people who are in my life. I see her. I see her at the podium. I see her speaking, and I see her silhouette. I know exactly what she looks like. I know what she's even wearing. That's the vision I have for her. And the vision that I have for you is that you see this. The scales have fallen off your eyes, and you understand that this isn't just some stupid crash diet with a bunch of rah-rah cheerleading. This is for real. This is about your life. This is your fight song, and you take back your life song. I want you to do that right now. Take back your life. And you do it with what you fuel your vehicle, this body, this beautiful body of yours, given to you by God, so you could accomplish your purpose right here today on this earth. That's why you're here. And my privilege is being able to serve you and help you on this journey. Okay? I mean that with all of my heart. And with that, I will close, because I need to go have a hormone meltdown and cry a little bit. I do. I don't know what's wrong with me. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Thanks for sharing these videos. Thanks for buying my supplements. You keep me in business. It's fabulous. And if there's anything that you need help with, you can ask me a question in support@savingdinner.com. I'll be answering them tomorrow on my show. And if you have any other questions that is private or whatever, you can tell support and I will answer that as well. I have lots of things in store for you. I want to see you become everything that God has for you. He's got so much. So much. Thank you. Love you guys. I appreciate you. And here comes the magic wand.